Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Scarecrow, and welcome to Black Ops 3 In Depth. Today, we are finally getting around to doing the XMC in Black Ops 3, and this is easily one of my most requested Black Ops 3 weapons to review. And it's easy to see why. This weapon is one of the most recent weapons added into Black Ops 3, added on August the 15th, and it is a very, very good submachine gun. I'll give you guys my opinions on at the end of the video, but I'm sure you guys already know if you've come across someone using this gun or if you've seen some gameplay and stuff. This weapon is a bit of a monster. But it is also very rare because out of a lot of my friends, not very many of them actually had this weapon. And even less were actually willing to part with it. So I had to default to my friend Anarchy, who I've used on multiple occasions for previous other videos. And he's always really awesome about it. He always allows me to use his account because he has all of the weapons, which is fantastic. And it allows me to just capture gameplay and get a feel with the weapon without stressing over, having to unlock it for myself. And so a big thanks to him as usual. Anyway, let's get on with the video. The XMC will deal 40 damage, dropping down to 30 damage, dropping down to 29 damage, dropping down to 19 damage. It seems to be a trend with a lot of the newer weapons that they have slightly longer damage profiles, or at least it feels like it, because a lot of the other weapons in Black Ops 3 will only have 3 damage profiles, sometimes 4, but a lot of the newer weapons do have 4, so it's just something that I wanted to point out here. This damage profile means that it will take 3 to 6 shots to kill with the weapon, which is very respectable for an SMG. The 3-shot range is no slouch at 10 meters, which is basically the 1-hit range for a lot of the shotguns. It's a pretty decent 3-hit kill range. The 4-shot range is 16 meters, again, no slouch, pretty decent there. And the 5-shot is all the way out at 27 meters, so very respectable there. This is kind of like the midway range between an assault rifle and an SMG, which is kind of how I describe this weapon overall, as kind of a hybrid SMG AR, and it kind of shows in this range and damage profile. The headshot multiplier is 1.1x, so basically useless at all ranges. I feel like I say this every single week. It'd still be interesting to come across a weapon that actually benefits from the headshot multiplier without high caliber, but I have yet to come across one. The rate of fire is respectable on the weapon at 800 rounds per minute. By no means super fast fire rate, but no slouch in that department either. And it is bumped up to 857 rounds with rapid fire. I never had any troubles with the fire rate of the weapon. I always found that I was able to keep up with it, and it was nice and steady combined with the recoil of the weapon. And I never found myself really needing rapid fire either. I mean, rapid fire is nice, I suppose, if you really, really want it, but in my opinion, there are better attachments for the weapon. It has a default magazine capacity of 30 rounds, which is bumped up to 42 rounds with extended mags, so nothing too special there. It has a reload speed of 2.1 seconds, which is moderate. It's not super fast, it's not super slow, it's just a nice little middle ground there. I would recommend fast mags on the weapon, I really would, just because it's an SMG and you want to be very mobile and fast with this weapon, and stopping in 2 seconds to reload the weapon can kind of halt your momentum, so I'm going to recommend fast mags. The sprint out time on the weapon is 0.3 seconds, nothing too special there, and the ADS time is 0.2 seconds, so it keeps up with most of the SMGs there as well. The iron sights on the weapon are usable, but it all depends on your personal preference. The MSMC in Black Ops 2 was a weapon that I didn't click with just because of the iron sights. I didn't really like them that much at all because I found myself having trouble acquiring targets at range, and a lot of the time the iron sights just didn't really work for me. So in this game, the iron sights are a little better. They are better compared to the Black Ops 2 version, but at the same time, they do struggle a little bit at range. The gun doesn't have a lot of kick, but enough to make it a little bit uncomfortable at longer ranges. So if you are uncomfortable with your iron sights, then feel free to put an optic on it, which does benefit the weapon greatly, those longer ranges. The recoil is low on the weapon. Apparently it did receive a little bit of a recoil nerf in the past week or so. I can't really attest to this. This is my first time getting my hands on the weapon, but I had no trouble with the recoil. It was smooth as silk, really it was. I could pretty much use this weapon at nearly all ranges, and I never really struggled. It was more of a matter of my accuracy with the weapon, so I'm going to say that the recoil is low, and it shouldn't really be a factor for you guys. Silencer on the weapon is kind of meh. I mean, it works. I had some moments with it, but a lot of the time it really just does cut down the range, and it never really benefited me that much. So by all means, if you want to use a silencer, go right ahead. It might work for you on smaller maps, but I always found it to be not the most beneficial attachment. As for the aesthetic of the weapon, it's pretty boring in my opinion. There are a lot of other weapons out there that have a lot more flair and character to them. This weapon performs, but it's so clinical and cold that the aesthetic doesn't really warm on you. It's just more of a gun, a tool that you use. I'm not going to give any points here for the look of the weapon. It's basically the MSMC and it looks like it too. As for the class I'm going to recommend with this gun, this is the rough and tumble, work in a lot of situations SMG, it really is. So I'm going to recommend quick draw just to aim down sight faster, and some of you guys, you know, might have a little bit of problem with this, with it being an SMG and moving quickly anyway, but I always found that I love to be shooting first with this weapon, so quick draw really helped there. Fast mags, again, to keep up the momentum and the pace of using an SMG, and grip actually helped me a little bit here. You can trade out grip for any other attachment you would like, but I just found it helped enough to really cancel out that little bit of recoil that is there at the longer ranges. As for how I feel about this weapon, I think I'm going to have to remove the best SMG tag from the HLX video, because this is easily the best SMG in the game. This gun is basically a better recruiter in my opinion. It works in a lot of situations, the fire rate keeps up with the gun's damage, it has barely any recoil, and the hip fire actually never really let me down on the weapon either. There were so many moments where I was able to kill a person despite being one hit from death. There are so many situations where this gun just works. I was a little doubtful when a lot of people were telling me that this gun is really, really good and just god tier, but I was a little doubtful. I mean, surely it couldn't be that good. I mean, we've already got an amazing SMG in the Cruider, we've already got the VMP, but this gun takes a stride above those, and this is a DLC supply drop weapon, so I'm not sure how you guys are going to feel about that, but if you get this weapon, there is no excuse not to do really well with this. My first game, I dropped 50 plus kills, and that was like without any experience with the weapon. That was my first time picking up and playing with it. I had no troubles with it at all. This thing just tears through people. Like, there is no overall statistic about the weapon that I can point out as to why that it is so good, but at the same time, this weapon just performs in every situation I could put it in, and good players are just amazing with this weapon. This is a gun that a lot of people are going to gravitate towards as their go-to weapon if they do unlock it. So if you do unlock it, you've got one of the better guns in the game. In my opinion, the best SMG in the game. It has no drawbacks, it has no catches, it has no limiting factors. This gun is just really, really, really good. So anyway guys, that's going to wrap it up for this in-depth. Let me know which gun you would like to see down in the description below. Keep in mind that I have already covered quite a few of the weapons in Black Ops 3 already, so feel free to check out the playlist if you haven't already to see what I've already covered. I think we have the AK-74U left, the Galil, and one other gun. I think, was it the China Lake? I'm still undecided if I want to do that, so yeah, there's still a few weapons left. There's not too many now, and I don't know whether Treyarch is going to release any more into the game, so I'll keep up with them for as long as they keep adding the weapons into Black Ops 3, but up until then, we only have around 3 and 4 weapons left, so yeah, the series might be coming to a close soon, sadly. As always guys, if you would like to see where I get my information from and all of my stats, then the link to the Den and forums and Marvel Force stat page is always in the description below for you guys to check out. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more, and I shall see you, beautiful people, in the next video.